Welcome back. Just about 2 weeks until the February 21st primary, when 4 candidates running for state Supreme Court will be narrowed to 2. At stake, balance of the state's high court. Conservative Justice Patience Roggensack is retiring, running to replace her. Fellow Conservatives, former Justice Daniel Kelly and Waukesha County Judge Jennifer Dorow. And the 2 Liberal candidates, Milwaukee County Judge Janet Protasiewicz and Dane County Judge Everett Mitchell. Judge Mitchell joins us now. Welcome to the show. Good to see you.
I'm so grateful to be here today. Thank you so much.
We appreciate your time. We're in the final weeks before the primary. Candidates are starting to go up on TV with radio and TV ads. Are we going to see you with radio TV ad buys before the primary?
Yes, you will.
You will. How soon?
Well, you'll see it when you see it.
We'll see it when we see it, before the primary.
Yeah, the goal is to make sure that we're able to get my voice, my face, and my message out to as many Wisconsinites as we can. So we're working on that even now.
I was going to say, your latest fundraising report, about $115,000 in the last 6 months. Judge Protasiewicz, about $756,000. What does that say about your support as we are in these final days?
It says that I may not have a whole bunch of wealthy elite donors. It says that I'm on the ground and I'm going to depend on those ground votes. What I've said to a lot of people is that money doesn't equal votes. What it does, the commitment that I have made in Dane County and throughout our state, I've planted seeds for all of the different places. And that is what I'm focusing on right now, to be able to bring out those voters to be able to support, because they understand that justice is not just what you say, it's what you do. And I'm a doer, and I've been doing work that have benefited Wisconsinites, and specifically those in our communities who felt the impact of my work, and they will show up at the polls for me.
Do you have enough money to get your message out to get those people to the polls?
Yes, we do.
Let's talk about some of the cases that the High Court may hear. Abortion has been front and center, and the High Court will likely hear that in the coming months or coming years. You said the Dobbs decision took rights away from people. I'm curious, can you tell advocates, can they count on you to restore those rights in Wisconsin if you're elected?
What I want advocates to be able to know is, my whole value system has always been that we respect those rights of those individuals in our community. Like, as long as I've lived, the Roe decision has been the guidance for reproductive choice and reproductive health. And just like, those who say, well, you're projecting what you may do. I said, no, we're criticizing rules of law and standards that we disagree with. Just like there may be a Supreme Court may have granted Plessy versus Ferguson, but that doesn't mean that I have to then accept separate but equal doctrine as truth in the way our society needs to run. So I think those who are listening to me should understand that part of my values have always been to support reproductive choice, but we also follow the rule of law, and we try to make sure that we are not tipping the hand of how we would decide, but are willing to be open and listening to the cases that come before us and the facts that will be presented at that time.
Should the state's abortion ban be overturned in your mind?
I think not having reproductive choice is something that will delegitimize all of our systems. I think what we wanted to see is some consistency of understanding so that people understand how to be able to access their health care decisions.
I've heard you say the High Court needs to better reflect the diversity of the state of Wisconsin. If elected, you would be the first black justice on the state's High Court.
Well, not the first. Justice Lewis Butler was the first that was appointed by Governor Doyle, but he didn't get elected because, Gableman's team ran all those racist ads, and then we ended up with Gableman.
The first elected justice on the state's High Court. Should Wisconsinites vote for you for that reason alone?
I think I'm always about diversity, but you don't have just diversity of color. You have diversity because people bring character and content. As Dr. King said, we will be judged not by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. I want Wisconsinites to be able to look at the character of who I am, what I've done for our community, how I've made not only, not bragging about how many people I've locked up, but how many futures I've saved, how many times that we have seen a reduction in Dane County of juvenile car thefts, 47% reduction over the last couple of years, because we put a trauma-informed approach from the bench. I want people to see that judges and judicial philosophies can be different. And when they are different, they can benefit the community, because judges really need to be in the community in order to be better judges for the people that they serve.
You're also a pastor. What role does faith play in your decision-making on the bench?
I think there's a lot of discretion, right? And it humanizes the process when you see human beings for who they are.
If a case comes before you, whether it deals with religion or religious freedom or what may have you, is there a hierarchy in your mind when it comes to religion versus the Constitution?
No, I think the separation between church and state has been cemented in my mind. I've been a judge elected twice in Dane County, and there's never been an issue between my ability to separate between the two, because the rule of law is rule of law, scripture is scripture, and they're not comparable. So you have to be able to separate the two in order to make sure that you're standing. But firmly, just like I believe there should be a separation between church and state, I firmly believe there needs to be a separation between partisanship and justice. And that's why I think these kind of races are so essential to our state.
Are you an underdog in this race?
Yeah, I love underdogs, but underdog races means they don't see you coming. And so I look forward to all these opportunities for people to come out and debate and have good conversations about the substantive things that people want to see. So just because you're underdog doesn't mean you're out.
Dane County Judge Everett Mitchell. Judge, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Let me fix my bow tie.
We're featuring all the candidates ahead of the primary. Next week, Judge Jennifer Dorow. And right now, you can watch our interviews with Judge Protasewicz and former Justice Kelly on WISN.com/upfront and our very local app. Up next, the State Historical Society's diversity push as Black History Month now gets underway.